Hi, my name is Oscar. Welcome to Mind Over Matter Strength Conditioning. Thank you guys for joining me. Now, the following routine will take you through a series of exercises to help you with your lower back pain or hip pain. Now, if you already have those conditions, these exercises will be beneficial for you. And if you know you can't perform certain movements, please avoid those movements and avoid those exercises, and only do the ones that you're comfortable with. Remember to always warm up before you actually engage in this exercise routine. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop me a line. If you need more information on lower back or hip pain, please visit the channel. I have a little more information on what actually hip pain and lower back pain could be the causes of. And for other exercises and rehabilitation videos, just visit my channel for more of that information. Alright, now let's get started. Most of these exercises that you're about to perform will be on the floor. This one will be on your back. Make sure to master it. If you have a lot of back problems, this exercise will really help you. Now you're going to want to lay flat on your back, and you're going to push down with your abdominals. Now, remember to only push down when you're going to push down your lower back by contracting your abdominals. Now, in this exercise, try not to hold your breath. Now, you're still breathing, but you're pushing down and you're holding it for 5 seconds. So you want to erase that space in between your lower back and the floor. Now, this one will help protect your back, like I mentioned earlier. And once again, you're going to hold it for 5 seconds and relax. And the rest, you're not going to rest very long because you want to be able to fatigue the muscle. This one will last. It actually has a lot of endurance because it keeps you upright. It has to be working. And a lot of the times when you're sitting down, you're not actually working. So this is one of the times that when you're laying down the flat and you're pushing down your lower back into the floor and holding it for 5 seconds, that's when you're actually working it. If you don't do any other exercises, please do this one. This one will really help you and would also benefit you. You're going to be on your back on this exercise, and what I want you to do is you're just going to do rotations. Keep your knees together and rotate with them together. Now if you need a block to put something, or a ball or a towel, to make sure that your knees are going along in the same motion, please do so. Now once again, you're going to go back and forth 20 repetitions. Now this one, you're working a muscle known as your quadratus lumborum. You might have stretched this already, and it's similar to the stretch, but this one you're also working your obliques. So you might want to try this one if you're experienced. If that one's too easy, now this one will really work your obliques. Now the main job on this one is just to make sure that your hips remain on the floor. Now if you see my lower backs, my hips are rising a little bit, but I'm using a lot of my abdominals, my internal and external obliques, to actually make the hips, my knees go back. Now you always want to keep your hands on the floor. So if they stop rising, that means you've gone too far and the tension for that muscle is overwhelming it, so you're overworking it. So want to make sure that you want to go at a controlled speed and make sure that you're going through the motion and you're not going fast. Remember, you're not going for time. It's not how fast you can do it, but how effectively you're actually working the muscle. On this exercise, you're going to be on your back with your knees bent. Now you're going to work your glutes a lot. Now I want you to keep your knees bent, and I want you to push against your heels. Now remember that little move that you want to master it. That's the move that you want to perform first before you actually lift your hips up. So once again, you want to contract your abdominals, push down on your lower back first before moving your hips up in the air. That way you're actually protecting your lower back, you're working your abdominals, you're contracting your glutes, you're actually working those glutes by pushing on your heels. Now you're also working on your hamstring. Now if you have trouble pushing on your heels, I would suggest lifting your toes up, so that way you have to push on your heels. And you're going to hold it for anywhere between 3 to 5 seconds. That way you're actually working not only on your core stability, but your hip stability, because those are the muscles that protect your lower back and also your hip. So push down and then lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see, you're going to feel this on your glutes, on your hamstrings, and your abdominals. Make sure that you hold it, and always make sure that you push on your heels. That way you're using your glutes and your hamstrings. You're not involving any other muscles. Try not to push too hard on your heels. If you feel like you're cramping your hamstring or your calf, that's most likely due to pushing too much. So don't put too much force into it. You're going to be on your side for this exercise, this one. Make sure that you don't go straight up to your side. You want to go at an angle, about a 45-degree angle on the leg that's on top. And once again, don't go straight up. You're going to work a different muscle called your TFL. You really don't want to work that muscle. Now, if you're doing it correctly, in about 10, 15 repetitions, you're going to start feeling it on a specific spot on your butt. Now, if you start feeling on your side, that means you're going straight up. Don't go straight up. This muscle is very important. It's called your gluteus medius. You have 3 muscles: your gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus. This one's very important, especially if you're a woman. We use it a lot for running. It helps stabilize your hips. It's really, really important that you actually do this exercise to help prevent any hip injuries, and also would really help stabilize your hips and protect them. You're going to go on your side, similar to the other exercise you just performed. The only difference is that the top leg, it's going to be bent over in front of the bottom leg. The bottom leg is actually going to do all the work. Now, it's very important that you actually lead with your heel. So on my left foot, make sure that you lead with your heel, not your toe. That way you're actually working your adductors, your inner thighs. If you're doing it correctly, you should feel it anywhere between 10 to 12. You start feeling the burn sensation. Make sure that the actual stretch is not painful. If it is, please stop. And when you're going all the way up, try to hold it for about 1 to 2 seconds, and it should fatigue it in about 10 to 15 repetitions. Now this exercise is called the side plank. You're going to go on your side. This is the first progression of the side plank. It's the very beginning. For more progressions, I'll put those later on. Now I want you to start by going on your side. Make sure you have a straight line from your shoulder all the way to your toes. You're going to bend your knees, and you're going to use some support with the help of your arm. Now you should feel it on your obliques and your abdominals, and also in your lower back. Those are the muscles that you're working. You're working a lot of muscle groups. This one's what makes this one a really great exercise. So you should start by holding it anywhere from 10 to 15 repetitions. You should start feeling it, and make sure that your elbow is at 90 degrees. It's not beyond your shoulder or below your shoulder. You want it 90 degrees. 90 degrees works better because it creates a great lever for it. And this one, you can see my lower back muscle group working. You see those muscles that I'm pointing at? That's called my erector spinae. Those are the ones that hold you up, and that's why it's important to work them. Make sure you squeeze your shoulder blades and hold it. Now this one's called the plank. There's very many variations of the plank. This one's the simplest variations. As you improve, you want to go lower to the ground. Now put more progressions on this one. So you want to create a 90 degrees on your elbow. Make sure that you don't create a bump on your back. Make sure you drop your shoulders. If you feel it too much on your lower back, that means your hips are dipping. Don't let them dip. Raise them up. Make sure that you don't arch your back. So keep everything straight and hold it for the amount required. And this one also works a lot of muscles. On this one, you're going to be on your hands and knees. This one's going to work on your core and balance. It's going to work on your shoulders, on your glutes, and your abs. Now you want to start by keeping your right hand out and your left foot out. Make sure your toes pointing down. You contract your butt. That's what's making your leg. And you also want to contract your abdominals. If you start feeling it too much on your lower back, that means your abdominals, so you want to make sure you contract those instead. You don't want to put too much stress on your lower back. So contract your butt muscle, contract your shoulder, and you want
your arm needs to be a little higher.
You want to hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and make sure to point your toe down, contract your butt, raise up your left shoulder by contracting your shoulder, your back muscles.
Your leg was too high, but your arm wasn't high
Make
enough.
sure that
This
you
one's
don't
fine.
arch too much of your back, so you want to prevent too much arching by
The other
contracting
side.
your abdominals.
Yeah.
There's different variations of this one. I will put those more on, and I will send you a link so you can click it. This is a very basic one, but if it's hard for you, you just start by
Tricky because I don't know the
out.
proper form.
Now this one challenges
But I feel
center
like
of
when you
gravity,
put your right leg up, it's probably a little too
stability,
high.
because it switches your center of gravity point. Now stability is based on center of gravity over your base of support. That's what makes you stable. This one challenges because now you're moving your 2 limbs in opposite directions. That's why it's a little more challenging, but it's a good exercise. This next one, you're going to be on your stomach. If it's too painful, you can put a pillow under your stomach. And once again, you want to be able to feel this one. You're going to feel specifically on your lower back, on the group of muscles that extend your back. You're going to want to contract your butt, contract the opposite. So it's almost really similar to the other one, except now you're in the lower point, which means it's a lot less stress than the other one on your lower back. But at the same time, you can feel it more in your lower back because it's going to make it work more effectively. And you want to protect it by contracting your glute, contracting your shoulder, and you should start feeling it at a really midpoint of your lower back. Those 2 muscles, they're like 2 big rubber bands. Those are the ones that you're working. There's a lot of muscles that make up that erector spinae, longissimus, and many other muscles that hold your body upright against gravity. So this is a really good one to do, but if it's painful, please stop. And you can always start with your legs or with your arms and build up to this one. Now I'm going to put progressions for a lot of these. I know some of them are advanced, some of them are very simple, and that way you guys can go at your own pace. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and just go to my channel for those new updates. Thank you guys, and have a nice day.